let's get into the Hi-YAH original movie, Preman. Ah, so many, so many things I could say, so many things I could say about this 90-minute movie. Ah, so many things I could say. But let's get into what the movie's about. Right. So if you're not familiar with Hi-YAH, Hi-YAH is the martial arts app that you can stream some of your favorite kung fu martial arts movies or televised stuff that they have on here. And Pre-Man is one of their original movies because every app has to now have original content, or you're not gonna come purchase, or you're not gonna stream. But Pre-Man, which is defined, kind of like yakuza or gangster, and in this particular movie is the term for that. And the tagline or the description for this movie is a deaf criminal with a traumatic past and his son must fight their way out of a small Indonesian. Now keep in mind this is an Indonesian film. Indonesian. After Indonesian village after witnessing a horrible murder, putting the gangster against the mob that employed him. So, your classic um not hero, but villain, not evil, not like kind of villain, has to fight the organization, because it now goes against his principles or some type of code or something that happens. So now he has to fight his way out of the situation. Um, so that is the tagline for the movie, right? Now let's get into some of the things that kind of really bug me about the movie. Um, One of them is the trailer completely. I feel like the trailer completely, to me, like the tone of what the movie comes off as or supposed to be in the trailer. You do not get that in the movie at all. The movie feels like it's gonna be kind of like this suspense, like on the run story, and I do not feel like they deliver that here. Right? I don't feel like they deliver here. I feel if the movie comes off as a comedy, and it just doesn't feel like it's ever serious. And I feel like that in some of the way they shoot certain things, kind of like because it almost feels like this was like they were trying to get a rated R, but it came out PG-13, so they had to figure out ways to kind of keep it looking PG-13. So it almost kind of has a cartoony look to it for a little bit, or a cartoony feel to it. Um, but that's one of my biggest things. Watching the trailer, then you watch this, like, oh man, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. Um, One of the biggest sins of this movie for me is that an hour into the movie, at least out of the 90 minutes, you don't even really start to get any fighting. I mean, this is not the first movie where they have a build up and a payoff at the end and stuff like that. But I'm like, I figured we are going to get a little sprinkle of something, because a lot of what happens with the kid witnessing the murder happens early on in the film. So I was kind of hoping to get more with the dad, and just to see him do a little bit more, because he's using like a monkey paw style with a chain and ball situation here. But yeah, like, even when they do get to the fighting, I don't feel like it's really good. I don't want it to be like, oh, this is an Indonesian film, so look, come on, like, this is all choreography, fighting, stuff like that with this particular movie. And it might also it might be just a different style too, because we're used to seeing Japanese martial arts films. We're used to seeing Chinese martial arts films. But now Indian too. So you get a little bit more Indian, martial arts films. But I don't think this is the first time for me that I've seen anything Indonesian. And again, it might just be a completely different style on how they do their movies. But this just didn't make it for me, man. Like, the story itself, I feel like it just really fell flat. It never really felt like it knew where it wanted to tell the story or where it was going. Completely feel like, at some points in the movie they forgot what the story was even about. And it goes from, like, in and out of this whole plot with, the kid witnessing the murder, the father being, in the organization that winds up killing his, a family friend, or close social, almost a father figure to him. And that puts him in an awkward situation, because now they want to put a hush hush on what happened, and they get caught up in this whole situation. But this movie also tries to kind of come off, they try to push of course, it's a father son story too, but dad, just trying to do everything he can for his son. And this is the world that he knew, and he can't escape it, because that's the classic underworld gangster trope. Is like, once you're in, you're in. You can't get out. And he's trying to get his son away from all of this, and inadvertently his son winds up getting caught up in the situation, and now he has to try to do everything he can to try to help him. So of course he hits all of his friends. He tries to hit all his resources and stuff so he can get out of the situation, and nobody seems to help here. But yeah, like I said, the whole lack of fighting in this, what I assume is going to be a martial arts movie. You don't get a lot of that here. I mean, even Jackie Chan's fighting within 20 minutes, right? But I'm not comparing this to Jackie Chan. This is for this to be an original movie. I think they did good for this to be, what it is. Quite personally, it's not something that I would ever want to watch again. It's just, this is not one of those martial arts classics, man, that I forever foresee myself watching or recommending to a friend. I'm sure Hi-YAH has definitely, probably has some better stuff than this, but this just was not it. And like I said, I mean, the awkward balance of the movie, of it trying to be this comedy and like this serious, serious movie, it just didn't handle it well for me. And even, like, when the serious movies will happen, I couldn't take it serious, because I'm like, oh, okay, this is the same movie that I'm watching. And like I said, and you can tell, I'm not sure if, like I said, what the budget was here, if they actually had like a stunt team of people that were fighting. I'm not saying like the fighting was bad, because that was some of the best parts of this movie. You got to wait to the end before you get some fighting. Did come off pretty good, especially, like, as you see in the trailer, you see like mobs of people coming after our main character, our protagonist. You see him coming after them. I thought that was pretty well done too, but I feel like it just wasn't enough of it. You know what I mean? So, some of the funny parts, like I said, I did laugh. Not to bash the movie for 10 minutes, but I did laugh. Was one of the assassins in here in the movie, not spoilers in the trailer. It was the barber. I thought he was one of the best parts of the movie. The fight they had with him once they got to it, but that was good. But the movie doesn't give you a lot of backstory on a lot of the. I mean, they try to give you. They don't give you a lot of the backstory on some of the other characters, but the main two, they kind of try to paint the picture from childhood, and this is the life that we let in. But I just Preman on Hi-YAH, the Hi-YAH app. They got better stuff that you could be watching. This, like I said, this is not it. Try to find some redeemable parts about this movie. Like I said, just with the little fighting that you do get is pretty good. And just can't really speak on acting, because, like, when you're watching a movie in another language, especially Indonesian, it's kind of hard to, with the language barrier, to pick up on certain things. Not that you can't pick up acting through a different language. It's just, it felt low budget. If I had me being nice, it felt low budget. Like, one of those, the $5 Ben martial arts movie, and I think that's what they were going for here. I think that's what they were going for. Those like dollar, you get like $6 for $1 type thing. This is what that felt like, with probably less of budget. Movie wasn't good, man. So on that note, it's been Hi-YAH, Preman on the Hi-YAH app, and they have a lot of other originals you watch. And like I said, I hope they get to be able to see a little bit more of that. But Preman wasn't it, guys. I hate to tell you, this if you're looking for a good martial arts film, Indonesian martial arts film. This ain't where it's at. Save that 90 minutes for a different movie. Unfortunately, I tried to find something for it, but movie wasn't good. Sorry. Hi-YAH. Oh, sorry. Preman on the Hi-YAH app. It's out now. You can subscribe and you can watch the movie if you still want to check it out after this review. But Terrell don't recommend it. So on that note, see you guys later.